We're going to have a little more of a spitbally, rambly kind of video today. I don't know how long it'll be, but so Bungie is losing more of its independence, which, all things considered, probably good overall. From the constant layoffs at Bungie to the reports of bad treatment over at Bungie towards employees. The executive office, the front office, what? It's just a bad situation over there. And leadership refuses to take accountability for the failings of Bungie and squares it onto the dev team, who have asked to make changes that have been requested by the community, supposedly at least, and were denied the ability to do so by the higher-ups, which is, what are we doing, you know? If you're going to make a product, you want people to want to buy it, presumably, of course. So why don't you try to buy it? Like, Destiny 3 has been a long talked about thing within the Destiny community. Like, we all know that, right? Bungie leadership had refused that idea, but they wanted to branch out, making Marathon, making Project Gummy Bears, making Project Matter, and like 2 other things all at the same time as Destiny, unproven IPs minus Marathon kind of. And they were going to completely launch a brand new game with nothing tied to it other than the Bungie name, which at this point has been sullied. But if this is something that had been worked on in the background since, I think Beyond Light would be that measure of time, we would be nearing its release, like maybe not this year, but next year or the year after would have been the release of Destiny 3, which could re-engage veterans and be a new entry point for newcomers, because Destiny 2, I don't know if you know this, is one of the absolute worst games in the world for new players to start playing. Like, I have a coworker that said they started playing Destiny 2, and they're talking to me about it, and I've been playing less and less recently, just because it's honestly, it just doesn't feel like I'm being respected as a player by Bungie. And some of the changes they've made recently have been good. A decent amount of them, in my opinion, have been pretty good. But when you dig deeper, it's deeply just bad. Some of the changes, like the loot tier system when it comes to raids. So raid loot's bad. I'd be fine with craftable raid loot if we had systems like, adept raid weapons in the master raid, or like shinies that could only drop in the master raid that have special perks that only drop on them, and a bunch of other stuff. But we don't have that. We have, you play the raid, and if you can't get a tier 5 drop from it, which is, it just kind of sucks for the normal version of the raid. Maybe with Sony, so what's happening is Bungie is losing its independence and is slowly being put into the fold of PlayStation Studios, which means PlayStation would actually fully, truly own Bungie and its IPs, most likely, meaning at this point, brought up like 4.5 years ago, the possibility of Destiny film and TV might be a possibility. Oops, Bungie fumbled the fucking IP as a whole, probably. Like, they really just messed it up. Like, there might be no way for... this IP may have peaked already in its relevance and its ability to penetrate the mainstream. It may have overstayed its welcome before being truly mainstream. So film and TV, it might be too late for that. That's something that should have happened a long time ago. Leadership changes could greatly benefit the employees over at Bungie, the player experience with the end product, quality assurance, making sure that Bungie isn't stealing people's work like they had in the past. And it could fix a lot of things. It may not, but I don't see it getting worse than it already is. I think one of the biggest benefits to Sony folding Bungie into PlayStation Studios is maybe Marathon gets some support studios on it to make it a better product. Maybe Destiny gets some help. Like, there's a chance they put some support studios on it to run the live current game, and Bungie comes out with an announcement of, hey, we are working on Destiny 3 now. And that could, like, be an alley-oop. That could save the game. Because now, the most hype thing in the fucking Destiny franchise is Destiny Rising, a mobile gacha game by NetEase. Not that NetEase is terrible. I I love Marvel Rivals. I play so much Marvel Rivals. But I'm not a gacha game guy, you know? And that's what that is. And it's not what I want as a Destiny fan, you know? So I think a Destiny 3 would do a lot to help. It'd be a way to hit the reset, allow new players to jump in and experience Destiny in a good way, and hopefully not sunset all the new beginning stuff, so that, you know, people entering the game for the first time can learn how to play the game in a cohesive manner, unlike now. Of course, that would take some thought behind it, but maybe they could achieve that. Of course, problems with the Destiny 3 is I believe it wouldn't fix everything, like, genuinely. And there would have to be changes between Destiny 2 to Destiny 3 to make it feel like it has a justification of being a new game. But here's like my big problem is, especially if Bungie's not in charge and it's being shifted over to Sony, it'd likely be put in like Unreal Engine 5, which a lot of people will glaze that engine. It has some massive issues, especially on PC. It's not really the most power efficient or scalable. You know, it's not great as an engine. Like, it does a lot of amazing things. It can look great. It can also look terrible. There's so many UE5 games that look the exact same, and I don't like that. Imagine Destiny in Unreal Engine 5. It would probably look like every other Unreal Engine 5 game. And I would prefer Destiny 2, or Destiny 3 in this case, to look like Destiny 1 in a lot of ways, just with sharper graphics. But that stylization, that's how I would prefer it. But we'd likely get Unreal Engine 5 with its own graphical issues, its own bugginess, all of its bad quirks that I dislike about Unreal Engine 5, losing the style of Destiny, and probably the gunplay of Bungie titles, which is like one of the most important parts of a Bungie title. It always has been. And it's really something you can't really, I mean, sure, you can emulate, you can imitate it in Unreal Engine 5, but part of it is the physics and a lot of the how things work in the Tiger engine. And what was it called before the Tiger engine? You know what I mean? The old Halo engine. And that not being part of Destiny could be what messes it up for a lot of people, because Bungie's known for their gunplay. Like, number one, that's the important thing about Bungie games. The guns feel good to use. If you take that away, what do we have left? Anyways, that aside, yes, Bungie becoming more of just PlayStation has drawbacks, but it also has potential. It's probably for the best, genuinely. It's probably not the best possible scenario, but it sure is a better scenario. Anyways, thank you for watching. Sorry for this being a Debbie Downer of a video, but yeah, see you next time.